Hey everybody, it's Andy here, aka Montolio, and we are back for a vintage challenge, and we've got a cool one today. We're playing some clown cars. This just got released about 24 hours ago on Magic Online for the first time, and never played this card in paper, never was really excited about it, but I've been really excited about it on Magic Online. The paradox, I know. That said, I think this card is really cool. Basically, you can pump X into it, and when you're playing Mishra's Workshop, you can pump a lot into this thing. You roll that many six-sided dies, and this can become a very broken card extremely quickly in that it can, let's say you roll six dice, you can put four creatures into play and two counters on Clown Car, pumping it up, and this thing takes two to crew, which is pretty easy in this deck, and it gets really going. And I am choosing to play Ravager Shops today as my shell, and Seal Overseer makes that card bonkers, pumping up both creatures and the car itself. And so I think that's a really powerful setup. I have cut my inspectors to accommodate them, as well as an unlicensed hearse in the main, and I've switched in Patchwork Automaton. Don't actually recall. I know I took out a hangerback walker for this. Can't remember what else I cut for it at this point. But anyways, I think I like the list. Obviously, a little bit soft to something like a Bowmaster, but aggro in general has a pretty good matchup against the Luris decks in my experience. And yeah, the idea behind this deck, if you've never seen it, is it's got the combo of Arcbound Ravager and Walking Ballista to deal a lethal amount of damage. You attack him with both, or just one, and sacrifice everything to your Ravager, and you pop it on your Ballista for lethal damage if things are working well. Obviously, we've got the Overseers to pump up the army, Patchwork Automaton, very difficult to move and can get big very quickly, and Stonecoil Serpents, same thing, just lots of good X spells here, and these do stop Atraxas, they stop Frogs, just really good overall in the metagame right now. I am opting to run Mishra's Factory with the missing Urza Saga restriction, and they were pretty good the last couple times I've tried them out. I have missed them, and very powerful for pumping up your cars here, your vehicles. And I am running a main deck unlicensed hearse today, as there is a lot of graveyard strategies running around, both Bazaar, Dredge, and I beg your pardon, excuse me, some breach decks are doing well as well. So sideboard, not a whole lot to say here. I, of course, am opting to run Leyline of the Void for Dredge. It's just hands down the best card. And Sky Sovereign to be able to remove some pesky collector roofs amongst other creatures, and just really lays on a hard beatdown. I got Caracas. Oath of Druids is definitely a problem for this deck. Probably should be running 4 cages, but I'm cheating a little bit playing a Soul Guide to remove troublesome creatures in the graveyard. Should my Leyline get removed, this can be fetchable by Saga. And I do have 2 Caracases to remove troublesome Atraxas. But with that said, guys, tournament is started. If you haven't done so already, I do appreciate it if you can like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. And we're going to see you in round 1. So it looks like we might have a pretty tough matchup here to start. My opponent is a Jewel Shops player, and this is definitely one of the vulnerabilities of my deck. This hand is not fantastic, but it does have a turn 1 Thorn. If this resolves, it can be troublesome for my opponent, slowing them down. Then we follow up with a Revoker and Wasteland. I think that's good enough. We just have to hope they don't have a Force of Will and a Negation in their hand. And even if this does get countered, we do have the ability to get them next turn with the Revoker, whatever their big play is. Of course, if it's a turn 1 Jewel, it's far, far worse for us. Okay. Conceal the information that we don't have a Mishra's Workshop in hand into a second sphere. Okay. That worked out. So this should slow them down if they're on Jewel, and potentially allow me to set up a Revoker and Wasteland next turn. I think we get the Automaton going here. This will apply the fastest pressure here. And another land next turn, and we can double spell in addition to Wasteland here. I'm not going to put out a blind Revoker. Okay. So do they not have a play here under my... Wow. So they must have had a very heavy artifact hand. I don't know what this means. Like, I guess I can just put the Revoker out blind because it... probably just put it on Grim Monolith. I don't know. I mean, Lotus is a big one for sure, but we just want to win this game as fast as we can. Do I sacrifice my Ravager here? 1, 2, put it on 7. I don't think I need to do that this turn. Okay. I mean, we'll take that. Now, as I say, this is not a great matchup for us in the sense that we don't really have any interaction with them on the stack. Don't really want to bring in Skyship just because it's something that they can metamorph and it can blow me out pretty good. But that said, Sky Sovereign could be good. I don't think so, though. Clown Car, I'm not really sure about. I guess that's a way I could go wide on them. I'm bringing in a couple Dismembers to be able to handle Masticores. Licensed Hearse does not seem like good in this match. Chalice is still reasonable. Trinisphere is probably at an all-time low here. Let's try this. This is just a really difficult match for me to win, and Jewel is in the metagame, but it's not as prevalent as it once was. I'm trying to prey more on Dredge and Luris decks. I got, like, maybe a month ago, I got into a top 8 when I first brought out Ravager Shops, and a Jewel Shops player snuck into the top 8 on breakers, and of course, I, being the first seed, I ran into them, and it was like no Jewel in the top 8, and I had a great matchup across the field, ran into Jewel. You know how that story goes. Okay, this is an easy mulligan. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if we run into something like a Turn 1 Vexing Bauble, it's pretty bad, but the Revoker is what we're looking for here on the draw. Hoping that they're going to have a setup turn. Yeah, Wormcoil is definitely a problem. Look at their hand, my goodness. Yep. Well, I'm going to do the best I can here and get my most powerful card out in the Overseer in this position. Okay, we can concede. Just a like easy game for them there, right? I will bring Trinisphere back in. Okay. What do we want to take out here? Coil does apply a moderate amount of pressure. It pumps up my automatons Ravager's pretty easy at worst. Like, maybe it's just Clown Car. As much as I like Clown Car, I don't think that's what we're looking to do here necessarily. Okay, this is a really powerful start for us. If this Trinisphere resolves, I feel like we got a pretty good chance. If it doesn't resolve, we're probably in a lot of trouble. So we're in on the 3-ball. They did have a negation, so that's pretty bad for us. Ancestral, okay. Okay, that's not the worst. Let's do an Overseer. I guess I'm probably just going to cast a couple Ravagers here. And let's just hope, guys. This is the world we're living in right now. Yeah, Mastercore I can live with. Don't really have a good attack here. They can force a will this. I'm not going to attack this turn. And see what they target. They'll probably go after my Overseer here, but they might go after my Stone Coil too. The Ravagers are going to buy me a turn. Okay. Okay, that's really good for me. Can I draw some gas here? Not bad. Okay, I'm attacking with my Ravagers here. Can I kill them? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. No. Okay, let's see if we can get lucky here. I'm going to put it on my big one here. Now they've got to be careful with attacking in because I can sacrifice my Ravager here and out to a dismember. That's actually pretty good. Karn. But I don't think, well, I guess it depends what they have on their sideboard here. But yeah, I'm going to let that go. Not going to respond to it with anything in particular. Let's see what they have here. An ensnaring bridge would be pretty devastating. That was a big play from them there. But if they don't have something, yeah, metamorph, okay. It's pretty good, but they can only keep 2 of them around. I guess Worm Coil is what is likely to come down here. I guess let's see what we draw. Not good. I think I have to kill this Karn. Yeah, we just got an Alpha Strike in here. So how do I do this? They're going to lose 1. I think I send... I hate to lose the Ravager, one of my Ravagers here. But I guess what I do is I send 3 of them at Karn, and I keep one of my Overseers back to pump. I have to keep them off of getting... yeah. It sucks. Just is what it is, though, guys. Okay. They lose one of their guys. And they lose the card in their hand if they want to keep one of their Masticores. They can target one of my creatures here if they have some casting cost. If it's a land, it won't work. I'm praying it is a land. I'm in a lot worse position if they're able to get rid of all my creature, leave me with 1 creature on the table here, but I had to get rid of Karn. Okay, it wasn't land. Oh, I guess it's a spell. Sink the Stupor. Don't think I'm going to sacrifice my Lotus. Keep it for like Ballista. I mean, here we go. He's attacking. They must have found a Metamorph or a ring. Oh, it's a sink to stupor. But they'll lose their Master Core. Okay. I mean, I don't really like my position here, but I can close this out quick if they brick a couple turns. And I do need to find a creature here. Oh, that was just magnificent. Okay, let's see if we can let's pump now. We'll win next turn. Uh-oh. Naturally. Yeah, not liking my chances now. Okay. Yep. That couldn't have gone worse for me. And I don't have the ability to use my Dismember, which is, I think, what's really hard about this. Because if I did, I think it'd make it a lot better for me. What do I do here? So they're going to go down to 6. Or down to 7. I can only hit them. Okay. Let's see what happens here. Losing the ability to dismember here is fairly significant. I'm going to pump now. They can draw another 4 cards here, so I don't like my chances from here, but we'll see. So what I have to do here is I have to block the Worm Coil with the Ravager or the Ballista and deal them damage, and so they don't gain life. Or do I have to do that? Yeah. All right, what do you got? Ancient Tomb is off. Yeah, they've just kind of had the right sequence. Like that turn where they went Karn into Wormcoil all in one turn was like pretty savage. I had to kill the Karn. Otherwise, Wormcoil was just coming out. But let's see what happens here. I mean, look, these decks do have a failure rate. I don't anticipate my opponent not to be able to pull out of this, given the amount of cards in their hand. But we're going to do our best. We do have ballistas that we can draw off the top. Force of Will is shut off here. I like the way our deck performed here. We just, I mean, this is a really tough matchup here, and we got ourselves into a position to be able to win from an aggro perspective. But my opponent really had what I would deem to be a slow start and a very powerful comeback where I didn't foresee that happening. So they have a new ring here in play. Ballista does win here. Actually, they could have Hardcast Force, but yeah. All right, well, that's game. I can't win now. Yep. We also made the right call with the dismembers on the mast. Of course, it just so happened that we had Mishra's Workshops. The only non-workshop mana we had was Lodestone. Or, excuse me, Black Lotus. Tough loss, guys. Tough loss. Four. It's two. Once again, I'm just one. If I had one other artifact to cast here, I could make this lethal damage. Ha! That's really funny. I wonder if they have just have dismember here. I think that's kind of crazy that they. I wonder if they had a. Like, I almost killed them there from an unwinnable spot. If this was just a dead artifact that I could have cast. Crazy. Okay, guys, tough loss, but a tough match. Not how we wanted to start our tournament. Okay, guys, here we are in round two. I'm playing against Luris. I don't like double Ancient Tomb hands typically, but I just think that this hand on the draw is probably all right. Like, turn 1 3 ball is pretty good. I don't expect that to resolve. We could go Patchwork, Mox, could do Overseer. Overseer is the highest leverage play. I just feel like their Luris decks just have such a high prevalence of Force of Negation in their hand. Or Spell Pierce. Down to 5. That's good news. I don't know that they're playing Luris, but that's where the majority of the results have been. Okay. We take those. Okay, we wouldn't. Okay, we would have found the workshop before we were into probably devastating category. I probably will bring the Null Elemental Blast in for Luris. Don't think we need a Sky Ship. No. I don't need to do anything here. I just don't know what we're playing. And funny enough, my opponent doesn't know what I'm playing. They should have done that a little differently. I think they were likely tilted. I'm shuffling up some paper squee right now while we're sitting here. Pretty excited. I'm going to get to play some paper Magic this weekend. And squee is one of the decks I have sleeved up to play because it's one of my all-time favorite, if not my all-time favorite deck to sleeve up and have fun playing. Don't get me wrong, I've had a lot of success with workshops, and obviously that will always be my first love, but I do enjoy playing squee more than I do workshops, almost assuredly. I mean, I've had a lot of success with squee too, but not to the same level, of course. And I doubt I can bring squee to champs, but it is on my radar. Look at that. Opened up a beautiful 7 with a Bazaar. 3 Root Wallets, a Squee, a Force of Negation, and a Master of Death. Just beautiful. Let's see what we draw off the top here. Noxious and a Subtlety. So we discard, what do you say? Noxious was a good draw here. I think I'm going to take and discard 3 Root Wallets. I'm going to get my beatdown going. Okay, this hand is not good enough. We're going to mulligan that one. This one's better. And okay, we will take that. Okay, here we are in round 3. And this player on MTG Goldfish is a blue-black Luris player. We did not win the die roll, so we're on the draw, which does make it a little bit tougher, but I do feel like we have a pretty good Luris match in general. So we'll see how we do today. By no means do I feel like I'm heavily favored, but I feel at least 55-45. Okay, we do have a Luris reveal, and this is a really nice looking hand. Let's see what my opponent does. First appearance of the clown car, guys. A little bit tougher to resolve something like this against Luris, but we could, what we could do is we could go pump 6 into this, cast Mana Crypt into Sphere. I do like that. Then next turn we can play Mana Vault. Mishra's Factory, excuse me. Cast Stone Coil, leave just enough to be able to pump the factory, and we can, I guess we don't need to do that, but just pump as much as we can into the Stone Coil, perhaps. Let's see. Opponent did mulligan here. Hopefully no Ancestral. Time Walk, okay, I can live with that. Okay. Okay. I'm going to see if I can bait spell Pierce here. I'm going to be able to pay for Spell Pierce here. This is probably going to get negated, but I can live with that. They're going to pitch here. It's not the worst. And then I'll follow up with a Sphere. You had to resolve. Interesting. Okay. And it's in. They did not Bowmaster me. Okay, nice clown card there. So we're playing blue-black Luris. I will bring in my null elemental rod. I could see Sky Sovereign, perhaps. We'll see what we need to take out here. I really do like the way my deck is just constructed in general in this match. My sideboard mapping obviously is not great here. I could see Ravager being a pretty reasonable cut in these matchups. Is it better than Null Elemental Blast, though? Probably Blast is just fine. I like the Blast better than I like Dismembers. Caracas is a consideration, but I don't think it's necessary. Caracas is mostly in my deck for Atraxa. And I don't even know that it warrants 2 slots. The sideboard obviously can be a little bit better in this deck. I am playing with Null Elemental Blast. I think Frog is a really strong card. And just having a clean, unexpected answer to it is pretty powerful. And it's not limited here. I mean, you can use it against Atraxa as well. I don't mind that. I don't think it's something I would necessarily have on the play, but on the draw I could see it. Hitting Lavinia, Oko, something like that. How do I feel about this against Luris? This is a tough one. Not crazy about this hand, but I think it is viable enough. Luris does not pressure you typically, so Ancient Tomb is definitely a better card in this matchup. As I said earlier, I'm not a fan of double Ancient Tomb hands. They quite often can be a trap, but Lauren revealed. Yep, okay. Would have much preferred not to see that, but I was hoping they were sitting there holding Spell Pierce up. Basic, okay. Ooh, Lotus, geez, that's a good one. See if they slam a Frog here. Time Walk, okay, and Bowmaster? Yep, okay, I can live with that. I mean, it's pretty good, but Um, I think I get the patchwork going because the patchwork next turn can close off this avenue. Okay, sabotage, yep. I'm probably going to get wastelanded here, is my guess. Frog and a wasteland, I could see that being their line. Oh, please no dig here. Feels like a dig. Yep, that's horrendous for me. All right, well, I think wasteland is definitely more viable now. Black Lotus was a pretty good draw. Are they going to counter this? It's a chance they have days. Luck. This is not great, I realize, and I'm probably going to have to kill their guy here and try and ride Saga. I could see them pulling Luris to hand here. We do have an answer to Luris. I'd be pretty happy if they pulled Luris to hand here. Unfortunate pieces that they can hold up Spell Pierce, but we're not going to be Twister. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah. Not a great hand for me. The good news is my Saga is looking pretty good here. I could see them countering this. Hard cast force, okay. Um, Look, I'm not happy about my life total here. It is what it is. They're just not going to negate this. I can see them doing it because they just want to get Luris into play next turn. And I'd be thrilled if they countered this. Because that will allow me to hold up null. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yes, I'll pay. And they can kill this here with a fatal push, and it's possible they have one, but I still have to do this. Got to try and get win here. My hope is that they just don't attack in because of the factory, and they just pull Luris. This is what I'm looking for. Oof, that's a scary one. This game has played out like you think it would. Okay, they didn't. Yeah, that's timing's really bad on that. Just gonna get going here. This could backfire big time for me, but we got to try and win here. Yep. Okay. I will play out my workshop here. Now they've got that Saga holding the fort, which is a little bit scary. Love a Wasteland here. It's a pretty good one, too. I am going to cast it here, guys. So can I attack here? I make a 2/2, 3/3, 4/4. I cannot attack. But this sets it up next turn that I have the potential to draw a creature. Wonder if they just cast Luris here. Or do they make the construct? I mean, the construct's decent, but it can't stop my flying Sky Sovereign. And if I draw Ballista, I can just end it. Or Ravager. Sky Sovereign cannot be killed with Fatal Push. So my opponent's thinking, do they want Luris here? Okay. Okay. I do think I try and... Here's the thing, like, by me tapping my Ancient Tomb, it puts me to 2. But this gives them a Black Lotus and a Bauble. I think I try and do it here and make them have something. Okay, and that worked out pretty good there. I do need a creature here. Okay, that does qualify as being able to be a blocker for a Bowmaster. I guess that doesn't actually work, but I'm still, I guess I'm going to crew here and hope this works, because I can kill their construct here. And if they have a Bowmaster here, it is bad for me. I will die, but otherwise I think it's okay. They didn't. We are presenting 2 lethal attackers here. Ooh, Treasure Cruise, that's savage. Okay, that was really good for them. That was probably the best thing they could have drawn there. Pretty clutch. But did they find the spells they need here? Okay. And any X spell off the top for me is really great here. They cannot force a will me at 1 life. Frog does not do it. Bowmaster will buy them time and put me to 1 life. That Null Elemental Blast was really good for us there, eh? So certainly big decisions from my opponent here. So the ancestral, I still think that's good for me. I mean, look, the worst card they could have would be like a time walk, and that's gone from the game. Like their mana is constricted here. Oh, that's so good. I think that's game. I don't think they can get out of this now. Shuffles their library. Yep. Okay, they found a wasteland. Yep. Is there any reason to attack him with the Sky Sovereign with versus this thing? I don't think so. Right, there's nothing that they can have. I'll just crew this baby up because I can. Okay, nice win for us. Kept a little bit of a weaker hand. Did see how good Sky Sovereign can be. We removed a Bowmaster, a Construct. Felt pretty strong there. Despite it's not for this matchup. It still was really nice there being able to fly over and evade and remove creatures. And of course, that's one of the better null elemental blasts I've ever used, being able to kill a Luris. It's not why I typically play the card. It's more for Frog, but felt fantastic there for sure. I think that actually won us the game, the null elemental blast. But double Ancient Tomb, dangerous down to 2 life, and a little bit more viable, as I said, in this particular type of matchup because your opponent is not dealing you a lot of damage typically. And yeah, guys, see you next round. Okay, guys, here we are in round 4. Scooby Snacks is a prison shops player. And their deck is pretty scary. Like it's got like 1 rings in it and all sorts of big creatures. I mean, thank God we won the die roll here, but does this actually do anything? I don't know that it does enough. I do like the Saga, but my opponent's on Wasteland Crucibles. Like I could turn 1 Clown car for 3. Play a Saga next turn. I'm going to mulligan. I feel like I could just do better than this. Much better. Much, much better. Much better. So the question is, what do I want to put away? Almost assuredly what I'm going to do here is go turn 1 Patrick Automaton Mox Sphere. And I think I put the Ravager away here. Clown Car seems like it could be pretty good, especially if I draw an additional mana here. I mean, I'd love to keep the Ravager, but... Like Sphere is kind of what I'm looking for here. And yes, I might need some help if I end up getting wastelanded here, but I feel like Sphere slows them down. Hopefully, that's the idea behind it anyways. They shouldn't have any interaction with me if that's what they're actually playing. And this patchwork does apply pressure here, early pressure. So I like our start here. That was a disciplined mulligan because the other hand was viable, but like knowing what I'm playing against, I feel like we just had to do a little bit better than that. We were really like hoping things were going to work out there. Okay, they've got lots of mocks in here, so. Oh, nice. No play? Nice. Okay, I mean, not the best, not the worst. It pumps my guy up. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay. Obviously, the clown car is not itself looking very good here, but we got 3 1-1s for it. Do they have the luxury of just wastelanding me here? No. They do. Okay. Okay, so I'm not sure what this means to pass, but it's probably pretty bad for me. We need some gas. That is not it. And I'm going to continue to pump my stuff here, and maybe I just need to set myself up for a big ballista if things go badly here. Okay. Worm Coil's a bad one for me if they have it. Okay. So we're going to definitely need dismembers here. Sky Sovereign seems like it's pretty strong. Yeah, this is going to be a tough match. I mean, maybe this is okay, the unlicensed hearse, because of Crucible. The question is, what do we take out here? Like, can I get rid of spheres on the draw? Like, Thorn is probably better for me than Sphere. I don't think I want Leyline. I think this is fine. I mean, Chalice is really bad here, too. Let's try this out, guys. Yep, and that works. Look, this is not great, but I can go wide on them with this hand. And that is one of the ways you beat things like Worm Coil engines. Now, if they just slam down a turn 1 ring, that might be rough on us, but it is what it is. Okay, I can live with that. No rod. Ooh, that's savage against me. Okay, well, that's pretty bad for me. Wasteland would be nice here. Well, that was a really good null rod. I did not expect that out of a deck that runs rings. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, they're going to get that's a game. Okay, we can concede. Okay, well, let's do better this time. Definitely don't need that. I like spheres far more on the play because it gums them up. Like, can I get these things in? I'm not sure. Let's go. Yeah, awkward. Pretty awkward. Okay, I'll keep it. I need an overseer to do some work for me here. And of course, a sphere, big time. Okay, here you go. Overseer is a really powerful magic card, guys. Okay. Yep. Yep. Oh, workshop. Okay. Can I let them have that saga? I don't know that I can here. It's pretty awkward. Can I outpace this one saga token here? Because next turn, like if I wasteland here, pump up my factory, do an overseer activation. Next turn I can clown car, which is really strong. Yeah. Look, this is a bit scary, but it just is what it is. Snake, okay. Ooh, Academy, that's a good one. Can I revoke here? Academy was a really great draw for us here because I think they're going to strip mine me with the Ghost Quarter. I mean, it's hard for them not to try and do that. So, but the Revoker also looking quite good here. Well, they're going after my factory. We'll go take a peek. Oh, savage. Yep. Got me really good there. Okay. I just have to really hope they're mana constrained here. Tabernacle's really hard on me for sure. Yep. Okay. Playing Clown Car right now does not accomplish anything because I can't pay the Tabernacle tax on it. The Mox was a nice draw here. Another nice draw. Let's hope most of it's on the Clown Car here. Okay, this is fine. I will pay. It's pretty nice. Now, I can't pay for everything, but I think it's fine. I am going to try and get ahead here. Overseer was a really nice draw. Giving up a little bit of damage doing this, but I think it's okay. Because I want the counter more on the Clown Car. What am I looking for here? I think land like that I can tap mana for the Overseer would be nice. A Revoker would be good. Dismember. Not great. Okay, now I can still pay for my creatures. Now their mana's open back up. I need them to keep missing here. Oof. Strip mine. They're not taking my workshop. Interesting. We'll see if they do it. I mean, they might. Creature would be nice. They got Dismember? Looks like they do. Okay, so I can't. Okay, I just pump here. I mean, this all is helpful. I probably should have cast the Chalice at 0 here, but okay. Okay. Love a creature here, guys. That was a damn good one. Okay. Ravager was a really nice draw here for me. I cannot kill it. I guess I could. Can I kill my opponent here? If I sacrifice my sphere, dismember that. I think I can. Hopefully it's not a mistake what I'm doing here, but I feel like this is a pretty reasonable way to win. And any creature off the top is pretty good here, guys. Let's hope for the creatures, the clowns. Well, it doesn't matter because I can just sacrifice them to Ravager here. Okay, Ballista would have been good there. Okay, nice showing for the Clown car there, guys. Beat a really tough situation on that early Tabernacle. I did think about Tabernacle when I played the workshop, but thought it low prevalence and didn't really see my opponent bringing it in. But that said, we did get away with it despite a pretty ominous situation, losing my dominant board state with Overseer and the Revoker. Okay, here we are around 5. This hand is risky against Luris, but I'm going to keep it on the draw. I just worried about getting wastelanded out of the game. Oof. Okay. This must be a Bowmaster. That's actually a pretty decent draw. Part of me wonders, do I cast a Clown car here in hopes of turning my Academy on big? The problem with that is a Bowmaster so much just messes with that. I'm going to cast a 3/3 Snake. It's a bit risky. I can't play Trinisphere into this because if I get wastelanded out, the game's over. And Bowmaster, yep. So we read that one right. Hopefully they don't have a wasteland here. It's Fatal Push. So pretty funny story if you're hearing horns here. My garbage truck is coming through our street, and I'm sure this is the same for any place in the world, but what ends up happening is garbage trucks cause the street to back up while the vehicles are trying to get by it. And so it's kind of an unwritten rule that the garbage truck kind of shinnies to one side and cars will drive up on the curb and around the truck. And anyway, there's a woman that is in the front of the line of the cars on our street, which is quite long, who was uncomfortable driving up on the curb and around. And so she backed up and when the truck was just first here and a couple people got by her. But of course, there is a massive line of cars now and cars can't back up to let her get out of the way. And so she is just holding up the entire street. It's quite an incredible phenomenon. She's driving a nice car, but I don't think she's comfortable driving up close to garbage cans in the garbage truck to get by. She's just not comfortable. So anyways, funny story. I feel badly for everyone behind because it's quite frustrating, probably waiting what will equivalent 15 to 20 minutes to get up the street. Okay, so we have an answer to the frog here. Okay, so they did have the wasteland, which is quite unfortunate. This puts me in a bit of a bad spot. We are going to need some help here. I need a Mox, Lotus, Soul Ring, something like that. Because if I'm only playing a land pass here, that's really bad for me. That's not going to do it. Yuck. I guess I'll play out a 1/1 Clown car. I just need to build mana. It's not ideal doing this, but if they'd force a negation this, I'd be thrilled. Okay, I did get the creature. That's great. The extra artifact is solid. Now we just need to pray they don't have removal for my Stone Coil because the frog could run away with things here. And of course, we need every mana that we can get. They did find it. Okay, well, that's unfortunate for me. I guess I should have animated my clown car here. Yep. All right, we just got completely blown out here. That was a big mistake on my part. Okay, I mean, my opponent's down to one card here. I guess they're going to go up to two with the Psychic Frog. I'm not completely dead here, but it's pretty bad. Okay, at least it's not a wasteland. I'm so desperate here that I need to play the best card, which is Overseer. And just we have to pray that they don't find anything at all. Okay, there's a dig. That's what it feels like. So probable wasteland here, and there's not much I can do about that. But if they don't find a wasteland, I feel like I've got a chance here. Yeah, they should be attacking with everything. They did find it, okay. Yep. Well, I think I'm going to try a Ravager here. They did have the force, okay. Well, we're in a pretty bad spot here. They've just had an answer pretty much at every turn for me, and I mean, this is what this deck does. I unfortunately do not have the luxury of playing around a Bowmaster here. I'm just so desperate that they're gonna, you know, I need just every edge that I can get, and me tapping out for a Bowmaster and just taking the damage here is not satisfactory. Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, I think this can come in. We had pretty good success with Sky Sovereign last time. What do we want to take out? I think I'm more apt to want that on the draw than the play. Unlicensed Hearse is okay. Maybe I can take out a Clown car. Let's try this. Just got attritioned out that game. And of course, my hand was a little bit loose, the keep, knowing that Wasteland was a possibility. That's why I couldn't play the turn one Trinisphere. I mean, this hand is going to require needing some help too, but I think I'm going to be greedy here. And hope I don't get punished with a Force of Will. Okay, that is in, and now let's hope they don't have a force of negation either. Okay, those are all good things for me. Wow. Okay, Academy was not going to help. Overseer would have helped. Yeah, I don't know if we would have had enough gas there if they had some removal. That hand was a gambit for sure. I kind of do like the unlicensed hearse, but I don't know. Like, is it better than a clown car? Like, probably not. Let's try this out. Okay. Not a phenomenal hand, but not bad. It's got lots of potential. Like, Chalice on 1 is pretty strong. Oof. Okay. I think that they're probably holding up a Spell Pierce. Like, is it worth me playing slamming 3-ball here? Just going to take the highest prevalence play here. They had the Pierce. Yep. Okay, Sabotage is good too. So here's the thing. Do I put the Chalice out at 0? I think I do, you know. And the reason being is it just shuts off all their baubles and their fast mana. And we can try and control them with Wastelands now. It's a bit frustrating. Okay. There's no reason to play into Spell Pierce here unnecessarily. And if they want to Fatal Push my land here, I think I'm okay with that because it means I have a better chance of sticking my Stone Coil. This feels like a push. Oh, Dismember, okay. Okay, just 2 lands. A Strip Mine, please? Love that I won that. Well, we're gotta try and get winning here. I feel like my opponent's floundering a little bit here with no mana. And this is a really high impact spell if I can resolve it. They did have a force, okay. I am going to need some creature help here. There's a really good one for me. All right, well, let's hope it resolves. Okay, it's in. Yep, push. Okay, well, we are now officially in danger of our life total because of the Ancient Tomb here. Tameo, yep. Unbelievable. I guess a Ravager really helps here. Ballista really helps. I guess Ravager would be the main thing we're looking for here. And Final Wasteland. Wow, crazy. Yep. Yeah, we're in a lot of trouble here. Yikes. Okay, well, we're getting very close to needing to have Ravager to get out of this. My opponent just had an answer for, well, pretty much everything we've played so far. Okay, they're giving us a chance here. Okay. Oh, I should have wastelanded them. Damn it. They can flip their guy here too, potentially. Frog, yep. This frog's just going to kill me. Okay, guys, really disappointing. I feel like our deck just failed us there. Okay, guys, here we are in round 6, and it looks like we're playing Luris again. Blue black. So we're 1-1 versus them. Let's see if we can tilt the colors in our favor here. We finally did win a die roll. I think this might be the first die roll we won today. And that does matter quite a bit when you're playing workshops. I don't know what it is. I feel like every single opponent I've played today has been double queuing. It's like just so slow. I find it very frustrating playing against people that double queue. Just a waste of my time. Okay, our opponent burned off about 10 minutes off their clock there. We did win the die roll. This hand is a bit clunky and slow, but I don't mind it. It's not clunky. It's just like I can't do any big turns, but I'm going to keep this one. We've got Wastelands. We've got a play each turn, as long as the Mox resolves. Probably will lead with the Patchwork. It's the hardest to kill and has the highest potential for growth. Okay. Bowmaster does clean up a lot of this stuff, but I mean, what am I going to do? Fatal Push. Yep. I think I leave the Mox. And they can force this here. I mean, it's aggressive, but they may need to do it. Hopefully they pitch a negation if they do it, so my clown car is more alive. Days. Oh, interesting. I was not expecting that, but very happy to set them back a land here, especially if they don't have a Mox. And yeah, so they're protecting their land with a Delta. Now look, they may have a Fatal Push here. They're not going to have a second days. Okay, here we go. Hopefully they don't have Time Walk here. Okay. I mean, that's a hard one to get through. Let's see what they end up discarding to it here. They have to respond to the Revoker before it resolves. One of the things I'm not liking about Clown Car as much is that it's so vulnerable to negation and Spell Pierce in particular, but like one of the selling points of playing Ravager Shops is that a lot of their cards, like Spell Pierce and Negation, are not optimized in this matchup. And sure, they have targets, but you can just go around them sometimes, and that's a pretty big game. Kept a bit of a weaker hand there and completely dominated. Got to feel good about that. Okay, let's get a good hand here, guys. Yeah. I'm not going to ship it. It's very similar to what we lost to last game with the Mana Crypt in play and just the one threat, but we've got a Sphere, we've got a Wasteland. Like, I do think it's not unreasonable to keep this. Guess let's Wasteland. Oh, such peculiar timing there. So disappointing. I could see this getting forced. So they did negate here. Do I want to play Mana Crypt? I don't think so. I guess what I'll do is this. See if they bite on this, and if they don't, then I'll play Mana Crypt into Sphere. And they're just F6. Okay. I find a Wasteland or a creature. That was a good one. I'm glad I played out the Mana Crypt drawing an X spell like that. No guarantees this will resolve, but this is the game plan we chose to play. Yep, good. All right. All right, nice quick 2-0. Unfortunately for us, guys, I think we're likely to end up somewhere between 9th and 10th place is my guess. We do have another breaker that we're trying to work out yet while we're on pause, but I think it's highly improbable that we can move from like, I think we're in 14th to 13th to 8th. That said, regardless, a very nice 4-2. Felt like the deck performed pretty well in a Luris metagame. This is a deck you can probably play. I don't know that I would play Clown Cars legitimately for the reasons I mentioned earlier. It's just a card that you want to pump everything into, and it can be extremely powerful if you have like a massive amount of mana. But we have Ballistas for that. We also have Snakes for that. And making ourselves more vulnerable to soft counters like Spell Pierce and Force of Negation are not ideal. I probably would move back on Inspectors, but the Clown Cars were pretty good in a couple spots, I have to say. But we're certainly going to continue to test them because I paid a fortune for them on Magic Online. But yeah, here's the deck list. Clown Car, pretty cool. Unlicensed Hearse was irrelevant today, but I do think that in theory it is decent against Luris decks, and of course the main reason being Bazaar Dredge in particular, that you could run something like that main, but probably would pull it back out. Sky Sovereign was really good in one game. I've been playing that for a couple tournaments now, and it hasn't been a big player, but today it did come in handy. No Rod Elemental Blast, same thing, hasn't really been much for me in my testing with them, but it's fairly niche, but came up pretty big catching a Luris with its pants down today. Did not run into any Oath, so my sideboard plan for that did not come up, nor did we run into Dredge, funny enough. As you can see, we're quite ready for them, but yeah, Ravagers, guys, really powerful. Okay, hung around right to the end of the tournament there, guys. We ended up 4-2, and we were in 11th place. So we ended up having the top seed as one of our breakers who went 6-0, but the rest of our breakers were just abysmal. So we We didn't get there. Anyways, guys, as always, appreciate you hanging out. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.